Hey, and thank you for joining us tonight. I am Joe Krashenko. Tonight, we have two special guests in the house. We have JC. Say hi, JC.
Hi, everyone.
And we have Jeremy Griffin with Grizzly Targets.
What's going on, my man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. We met a while back. When you were doing the Drop Zone Gunner.
Yes, formerly known as Outbreak Shootout.
Yes. Are you still going to? Are we going to talk about that later on?
I really hope so.
Because this thing is really cool. I get stuck working every time you have one.
Well, you got to make time, man. You know, I'm just not a priority, I guess.
My boss is.
Oh, that was a good one. Oh.
My boss is a real, Wait, I'm the boss during the day. Yeah. I'm sorry. I could pick on myself.
It's your other personality, though.
But yeah, thank you for joining us. You're listening to Talking Guns with Joe, and we're going to have some fun tonight. It's already started off.
Yes.
This is going to be interesting. I got to ask you, since you're here.
Yep.
What's your EDC, your everyday carry?
No everyday carry these days.
No everyday carry?
No everyday carry these days. I have a lot, I'll be honest with you, I have a lot of stuff going on, and I just have never been one of those guys that makes sure that that's all taken care of before I run out the door. I mean, half the time I forget to put my shoes on as it is.
I've ran out without pants a few times.
You know what I mean? So
that's a day for
nothing really going on with that. I've never really had that as a priority, but I will say though, that's going to change because we're working with a couple of companies to get all of our stuff sponsored up, everything with what we're doing with everything, right? So if you have me, yes, well, I'm going to be obligated to do it then, right? I will have to. Like, what are you doing? That's probably going to be part of the deal, right? So, give me 3 months.
3 months.
That closed.
We'll come back to you in 3 months.
Come back here in 3 months.
You can hold it to me. It might take a while, but I always get it done.
But we're not saying you have to carry. Nobody's forcing anybody to carry.
Nobody forces anybody, and you don't always have to just carry a gun.
This is true. I mean, I always got knives on me in the truck and all that stuff.
I'm a huge knife guy.
So
if anybody comes, I probably got $1,000 with knives on me.
And he loses them all.
I do lose them. So if you follow me around, you'll probably find my knives somewhere.
Did you see that thing that they had for sale? I can't remember who was selling it. They made that bat with the barbed wire around it, like the Walking Dead guys. Yeah. And they were trying to sell that thing for $199 or something.
It's a bat.
What? Yeah. What was that?
How many baseball bats I had? Any sporting goods store anywhere you're buying for what, $9.99.
I read the comments on that. I was like, oh no, this isn't going how
exactly.
You got to have the ball and glove with it.
Right.
The glove and ball. Yeah, it's whatever. Now, JC.
Yes.
Your normal job. Yes, you are
is this my abnormal job?
This is your abnormal.
Yes.
You are a partner in Aegis Tactical. We all know that already. Yep. But you're a real estate agent.
I am a real estate agent.
And Jeremy, you have something to do with real estate too, don't you?
Tons.
Yeah.
But who do you work for, JC? Get your plug in.
I work for Premier Sotheby's.
Okay, that's a huge place down here in the Liquid Ranch, Sarasota area in Bradenton.
It's a nice group.
Oh yeah, we're all over.
Now, we're huge into just safety around here. And we teach a lot of classes. I know we help out. What's it? September's National Realtor Safety Month.
Yes.
And we do all the stuff for that all the time.
Yep. We always go to the board.
When you're going to show a house, and if you answer this the wrong way, are you carrying?
Always.
Yes.
Always.
How about the open houses and all that?
Always, even more. And as you've taught, too, there's even more than just carrying. There are certain things that you must do when you're in an open house. Know where all of your exits are, have everything already open.
And let people know where you're at and everything else.
Let people know where you're at. Never walk into a room first. But I always have my concealed carry-on with me.
I always hate it when you're driving down the street and you see these nice signs that your realtors make and all that. And they got your picture on there, and it's always this, they're very attractive and everything else. And you're telling everybody that you're going to be at this house all alone Sunday from this time to this time.
Yep. and I've had a couple situations where I felt a little uncomfortable, but or the hair on the back of your neck stands up, I should say.
If that hair on the back of your neck stands up, it's for a reason.
So, but you do, and I do make sure that I even tell all my colleagues, you have to carry, and if you don't want to carry a firearm, carry pepper spray, carry something.
You got to do something.
Because there are crazy people out there.
But you got to make sure you park your car in the right way so you can actually get out of the driveway, or just park in the street so you can get out quickly.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I never thought about that one.
Make sure all your other exit and entry points are locked. Just have one way of getting in the house and keep on people.
You have to, and just start being aware of if someone's at one. Now, next week when you're at another one, are they at that one?
Right.
Are they starting to follow you? Because everything's on the internet.
Have you experienced that?
I personally have not. I don't do as many open houses as I should. But I know people that have.
It's only a good way to make money. selling houses. I'm just saying.
It's
That's like having a gun shop and not opening because
Okay.
Well, we're not open as much as we should be, but
yeah,
you know.
we could be open longer.
Okay.
That's another thing. It's summertime.
But yep. Yeah. So
And
let's go into that.
we're getting a lot of questions lately from people. They're going on vacation. They're going to the theme parks.
Right.
I'll say at the theme parks over there in Orlando and all that, where they can't carry the guns inside the theme park. Not that there's a law against it, but the owners of the theme park just don't want you carrying. And I get it. I understand it. It's their house, their theme park, their rules.
And they have metal detectors, but it's only well, at least the last time I was in the park, it was only for like they'll say, okay, you go through.
Well,
okay, you go through.
I heard now they're searching everybody.
Well, and okay. Because I was always wanted they picked. I didn't know if I met a profile.
Oh, yeah.
Probably do.
If they're picking random people, I assure you I get picked every
Yes.
single
Yeah.
time.
And I'm like-
I don't know how random this
But
actually is.
there are still ways to protect yourself in those situations.
Yep.
It's situational awareness. And there's ways to get out of the situations, what to look for. What happens if something happens and you are being attacked or whatever happens there? What are you going to do? So many people rely just on their firearm,
Right.
where you really just need to rely on your brain and common sense.
And again,
And your firearm's just a tool.
being aware of your surroundings, because you could possibly just get out of the situation. You might not even have to
Oh,
engage.
I want to avoid the situation more than anything.
Always.
Yeah.
But again, your firearm's a tool. It's like a hammer. Your hammer is a tool just used to help build the house. Mm-hmm. Your gun is just a tool.
I think people forget too that is, like you said, it's a tool, but it's not a fail-safe. Like the ability to actually defend yourself
Oh yeah.
in situations, I think it gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah, you got
You
first. You
know.
got to have it in you.
Right.
Well, yeah. To
And
engage.
most women, I think, have it. You got the maternal instinct. You're gonna
Yeah,
fight.
I mean, if I'm with our son, and not that I need to protect him as much. He's almost 6 foot. Well, 6'5", almost
6'4", somewhere around, yeah.
So I think that
At 15 years old.
I think that he can protect me more these days. But your maternal, you're right. When you're there and your parental instinct comes out, I think that people will do anything to protect them.
Oh, you're supposed to do anything.
Yeah.
But to me, the whole thing is avoid those situations. If you can avoid it, just put yourself in a right position. People laugh at me, and JC used to laugh at me when we go out to eat. I can never
Still do.
Still does. I can never have my back to a door.
But you
or
taught me
any
that.
entryway or exit way.
And I now do not ever have my back
Yeah.
to a door either.
I do the same thing when I go to a restaurant and whatnot.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting there.
Nope.
No,
You
it's
have
any-
to know what's coming, what's opening, what's coming in the door.
I mean, even the way
Your
I
back's to
can
the
back
door
to the
right
door
now.
now.
You little
Well,
uncomfortable
luckily we
Jeremy.
have this fail-safe black sheet over
Yes.
it right now to protect us, though. Okay.
But,
Yeah, folks, if you're listening, go on our Facebook page after the show airs, and you'll see the video of the
Yes,
show, and you'll see our
exactly.
fail-safe
Yeah.
sheet.
But you're right. It's about just being aware of what's going on and what could possibly be coming towards you.
Yes. And that sheet, people laugh at it, but guess what that sheet does? It stops people from seeing us.
Right.
That's true.
You're not a target.
We're concealed from them. They can't see us.
Right.
And that also helps. And that's a lot with situational awareness. It's just putting yourself in that right position. So when you're going to sit at the restaurant, to sit in the right spot. If you're going to go to those theme parks or do anything, to be prepared.
Right.
I mean, if something happens, what's the old, what was it, run if you can?
Run if you
Hide
can.
if you can't run.
Hide if you can't.
And fight if you have to.
That's right.
Run
Run if you can is always the first thing. Because I think a lot of people think, oh, I have to engage or I have to do something. No, if you can run.
No, I have to go
run.
home that night and eat dinner.
Yeah.
That's the requirement.
Yeah.
So if you can get out of it, get out of it.
And
Always.
yes, but then if you're going to fight, are you just going to? It's great if you're fighting a fair fight. Your tactics are kind of poor.
Right.
Fight to win always,
You
right?
fight to win in that situation.
win.
If that means you have to pick up whatever it is near you
Who
to
cares?
defend yourself, you pick it
Yeah.
up. Like the kids in Parkland, they were picking up fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
They were doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You have to do something because we talked
Do
about
something.
how in Orlando at the Pulse
Oh, the Pulse nightclub.
Pulse nightclub,
Yeah.
nobody fought back because your first instinct is to hide and
Right.
cower and not cower. I should say
Yeah.
that's the wrong word, but hide and try to just not be seen, not make yourself present, and no one
Well,
fought that guy.
I don't know if the raving scene is generally known for
anyway,
their
aggressiveness,
aggressive fighting styles.
Whether you're anywhere, you got to learn to fight.
But people,
I agree with you 100%.
it's fight or flight, but a lot of
Fight or
people
flight.
freeze, and that's
they do
the
freeze.
worst
Almost
thing to do.
all of them.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Almost all of them
what
do.
we should, maybe when we come back, we'll talk about our situational awareness class because we talk about those things.
Yeah, we have a situational awareness class that's happening on July 1st. It's a Sunday. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, goes on till 3 or 4. Just read some of the reviews online about that class. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, because we do a lot of situational awareness tactics or
You guys put
Yes.
this on?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of role playing involved in that.
And
We do
it's,
everything.
it's here. You guys do
Yep.
it here?
Right here, they
Shop.
just tactical in
Awesome.
Lakewood Ranch.
Okay.
And we have a couple different stations, so to speak.
And the shop's closed, so they can use, they're using the whole shop. Like, say
Yep.
you're at the local Stop and Rob, aka your convenience stores and
So
all
we
that.
utilize the actual shop.
Yes.
But
And
that's
we have actors out there, and they'll do the
Yeah.
carjacking
You record this?
scenarios. No.
No? Okay.
No, because
Just-
then it kind of defeats the purpose when someone comes in, they'll know what to expect. You don't want
okay,
them
I
to
got
know
you.
what to
Okay.
expect because the whole point
Okay.
is seeing how they react.
Right.
And we always change the scenarios.
Yes.
Every single
Very
time we do
cool.
it. So nobody can go online and say, hey, this is
Right.
great when they did the carjacking
Yeah.
and so came from this angle. That's never going to happen again.
Right.
And this time in the July 1st class, it's going to be a lot of vacationing type things when you're going places and you might not have a gun, even though you will be shooting in this class
Like
and
at-
using a gun,
yeah.
but you might not have it on you because you're at, Walt Disney World or something like
Yeah.
that where
Or-
they don't allow you to have it.
In a hotel when you're traveling.
I mean,
Or-
what happens if you're at a sporting event?
Yeah.
Right.
Because you
That's
know
why I
you can't
really
bring
don't-
anything in.
I don't like going to sporting venues because of that. What happens if you go to a concert or something,
Yeah.
which it's not illegal, it's a concert, but they search you.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I can't bring it to my Marine 5.
What's that, Maroon 5?
Never mind.
Apparently, I'm still going to see Shakira
You are in August with
In
your
August.
son.
You won't mind that one.
No.
I probably, I never knew she sang.
He's like, what? She sings?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Sings
That
too,
was
huh?
that was his Christmas gift.
So listen, when we come back, we're going to finish up talking about situational awareness, and then we're going to jump into Grizzly targets and this drop zone gunner.
Woo!
We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Talking Guns with Joe. Again, I am Joe, and I am joined tonight by JC and Jeremy.
Hey guys.
What up?
And we were just talking about situational awareness and all those different types of training. And again, all the questions that we're getting on all of our stuff, either Florida Concealed Carry, the Aegis page, and the Talking Guns with Joe. Just asking, hey, what do we do in these situations when we go to these places? Listen, stop by Aegis, take the class on July 1st. It's $80, I believe.
Yep.
And you be surprised how much you learn.
You're going to be really surprised that people are now asking for a part B.
Yes, everybody wants a part
That's
2.
a good sign.
Everybody
Yeah.
comes in wants part 2.
And even one customer said, I really thought this was just going to be, very boring and in a classroom situation. And I thought, oh my
yeah.
God, I'm never going to learn anything. He always said, I cannot get over how much I learned and didn't know that I didn't
Right.
know.
Well, when you turn the whole shop into the theater,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
nobody's expecting that.
No.
I mean,
And it's just, you're actually doing stuff, you're role playing. People are, I think, shocked too. They didn't shoot a lot.
right,
I mean, they pulled out their guns, they did all that stuff, but they
Right.
were not shooting.
right.
They shot, I think, 50 rounds apiece.
50
something
rounds
like
is
that.
all. Yeah, all you need to do is bring 50 rounds in a holster.
Most people don't know how to get the gun out of a holster.
Right.
They can't get it out.
Can't get it out.
Right.
So by the time they get it out, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
So we got to teach them all these different things and stuff that they can actually take home and practice at home. Of course, with an empty gun, but they can practice
Right.
on
Right.
spending money at the range, shooting, or anything else
That's
like
me.
that.
I need to take your class, honestly.
We're
Come
gonna
on down.
sign
We'll
you
take
up.
care of you.
I'm the guy that gets all hyped up. They can't
Okay.
even,
Yeah.
just
Well-
completely loses his mind.
Talking about shooting, especially at targets, Grizzly targets. Now, let me give you my first experience with targets. These reactive targets, which I love. Reactive targets,
Yep.
they're enjoyable. You actually shoot and you hear a noise, something falls, something moves. It's kind of cool. Even sometimes you get the tannerite and something blows up, but that can be dangerous sometimes.
But fun.
But fun. It's fun watching the people on YouTube do it.
Yeah.
And they see a refrigerator coming back out of it 200 miles an hour,
Yeah.
and they get saved by a tree.
Fun when the cops show up for noise
Yeah.
issues. Too.
Yes. I've seen some nasty with the guy with the lawnmower.
Right.
I don't even want to talk about that one. Don't try to blow up your lawnmower. That's all I got to
Okay,
say.
gotcha.
But we used to do our outdoor training classes, which we only get back into.
To self.
And we used to do a lot with the reactionary targets. So I bought these inexpensive, okay, I'll just say cheap steel targets that were reactive. They said good for all handguns and all that stuff.
Right.
I said, fine. So what happens when you have these reactionary targets and you go to an event like this and you tell people, hey, just shoot your handguns at this. That's all they're designed for. You get the one Yahoo that comes out there with his AR-15 and shoots straight through it.
Always.
Yeah.
So you just throw that target away.
It never fails.
We wasted.
And nobody knows what happened either.
No,
right?
I don't have the whole guy.
We get them back at the shop all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just mangled. And I go, what were you shooting at? Oh, just shooting with my Glock. I said, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no problem. I tell them, I'll send you another one on the house. Do not send this one back to me, though, okay?
Yes.
Like, let's have an understanding here.
We know what happened.
Right, exactly. I know that you know that I know that you know. But let's not do this again.
I've wasted so much money on the inexpensive, the cheap stuff.
Right.
Well, and that's it.
That you found at some of the box stores in the area,
Yep.
box sporting goods stores.
You
And
get what you pay for.
I bought a few, don't yell at me, people online.
Not local? Joe, you're such a local.
This is
shop
before I
local.
knew anything about Grizzly. This was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd buy them online because you couldn't find them anywhere. And we wasted so much money on them.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny.
Yeah. I mean, you're shooting at it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not lasting.
Yeah.
Then when you start getting all the dimples and everything on that, now you start getting ricochets going everywhere. So this morning I was on your website looking at Grizzly targets. It's grizzlytargets.com. It's pretty easy.
Pretty self-explanatory, yes.
And everything I saw on the front was AR-500 steel.
Yeah, always AR-500. It's either going to be 1/4 inch, 3/8, maybe up to a half, depending on what it is.
If you don't know what AR-500 steel is, it's probably the hardest.
It's not the hardest. I mean, you can AR-500 is the quote Brinell test level of hardness. Okay, that's a hardness level, and what happens when you get much higher than that? You just reach so much diminishing returns.
Okay.
I mean, you can go higher. The thing is for what you're going to be shooting at it, there's really no point in doing that.
Yeah,
right?
I think our box that we shoot in the back is AR. I think it's 400.
Right, 400 is probably just handgun rated.
It does up to 308, so it's probably 500
Yeah.
then.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't shoot it in there because it's too loud in our shoebox that we shoot in. But I would definitely, if you're going to buy a target, go the Grizzly, but get the AR-500 steel.
Yeah,
it's
always.
worth the extra. You go on your homepage, you see this video, or I went on one of the pages, and it was the two guys with having the competition.
The Friday night face-offs that we're doing.
Was that you?
That was not me. That was Eric and Ray, a couple of the guys on our team. And I got to tell you,
They were good shots.
That is so fun for us to do that. So just so your listeners know, what we've been doing is, and we're going to start expanding upon this, okay, is we have two people compete on the dueling tree, and we film it, and then we have the viewership bet who's going to win and in under what time on Monday, and it's to win a target. And then that video auto posts at 9 p.m. on Friday night, just like Friday Night Fights, right?
Okay.
It's really, really cool. And I struggle a lot of times with the shooting industry in general, with the competition aspect of it, of how do you make it a little bit more interesting, entertaining, a little more viewer friendly, all that.
Entertaining.
It's perfect.
It's
the videos
so
are short.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it. And it's going to give us the opportunity to bring in a lot of other people. And Eric and Ray were also they're like, it'd be really cool. I go, what's that? If we pick two winners every week and we train them when they go to do that. And they're like, it's kind of like, they have the MMA
That'd be
show
cool.
where they're coaching the people and all that. So I'm really into doing a lot of stuff like that. The whole entire mission at Grizzly is people say, oh, what are you trying to do with Grizzly? I'm like, it's not even so much target related as it's industry. We're trying to make the industry more active, more fun, and more inclusive. Yeah. And that is that is it, right? That is the overall mission, and it's much, much larger than just simply selling targets.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and it's going really well.
I've seen your target.
It's all about being interactive.
Yes, correct.
I've seen the targets. I mean, they're top quality. I mean,
they really are.
How long have you been around?
I'm biased. We've been around for 6 years at this point. So
Yeah, so I didn't buy them from you back then. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. We were in a garage when we first started, right? So
that's
it's
why
me.
we couldn't find you.
Yeah, me and two other guys. We started it. Started out with Guy's Garage, and then about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, ownership wanted to go in another direction, right? Principal ownership said he's got a lot of different opportunities. I go, no, man, we can't let this happen, So I went. I got a couple of partners, took over the company. reopened the doors, retooled everything. And that deal, the ink on that deal has only been done for literally about 12 months.
Wow.
And in the last 12 months, we've been able to do everything that we're doing. And when I did it, my goal was to take that little company that a lot of people have heard about and turn it into a major industry player in 12 months.
Wow.
And it's probably going to take about 18 months for us to do it. It's looking like until that Drop Zone tour kicks off. I got the partnership with 3 Gun Nation. They're flying down in a couple weeks to get it all done.
3 Gun Nation.
Yep.
Nice.
So there's other avenues with that too as well. Partnerships with 9 Line Apparel. The Drop Zone Gunner Tour, we're kicking it off probably. It's either going to be fall, spring, I'm not sure, but we got Daniel Defense is on board. I've got a ton of great companies on board with it. I came out of the NRA show. I crushed it. Timney Triggers is most likely going to take the title sponsor for the whole entire thing.
Really?
Yep. We get to go buy a semi truck now, wrap it. I mean, I'm putting together. I wanted to make
even better.
Yes, I wanted to make Lollapalooza essentially for the gun industry.
Lollapalooza. You found your niche, is what you did too.
Yes.
Can I drive the semi?
Don't let him.
Please.
I would love for you to do that. I want to drive one day.
Somebody's got to drive. I'm not driving.
Somebody's got to drive.
I'll drive.
All right. I'm working. I'll be in the back working.
Well, I remember when you've only had that going for what? 4 years?
What's that?
The Drop Zone Gunner?
We did the first one 3 years ago.
3, okay.
And here's the thing, like, you want to talk about a learning experience. It's if you want national recognition, then you should be prepared for national humiliation. Okay. And that first one was messy. It didn't go as well as we thought. I mean, I got like guys building the obstacles and I'm telling them, I want like these giant mesh steel mountains. I want them 10 feet tall and 20 feet wide. And we're getting them 2 days beforehand and they're like 20 feet tall and 8 feet. I can't have people running over the top of these things. And it was a disaster. Okay. But what happened was we found the method, the model to incorporate obstacles with live fire shooting in a manner that allows us to run a lot of people through there in a very safe way. The sponsors love it because all the guns are staged. Now, a lot of the professional shooting crowd doesn't like that because they're like, well, if I can't show up with my $10,000 AR with $87,000 worth of nonsense on it, then I don't want to play. And I'm like, that's cool because you don't have to, because there's 10 more over here that are like the one that we did in January. All the Kel-Tec stuff was on display. Yeah. Right. And you're using 5 different products that they have. And people are like, this is really cool. I've been looking for this for a long time. Now I get to come and shoot it. And then the sponsors like, so we get everybody using our stuff. And then the after the fact sales too. Keep in mind how much we expanded the market with that. 10% of the people that were there had never shot a gun before.
And they're trying to do these obstacles and
it's so supervised. It's actually safer than most shooting competitions because nobody's running with guns at all. Right. There's no movement.
No, the concept is awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what it is, I mean, even on their page, it's obstacles plus running, or obstacles plus rifles plus running.
Yes. It's really cool. It's a totally different experience. And for all intents and purposes, I built it so that it gives the sponsors maximum value. And there's too many people in our industry that say, I'm putting on an event, and if you sponsor it, write me a check for $5,000 and I'll hang up a banner.
Yeah.
Right?
No, we get
and you
that all
gotta
the
find
time.
ways to work them in more creative manners and whatnot. You know what I mean? So I built it with that in mind. They all like it. And then too, the big feedback I got at NRA was like, people go, holy crap, man. They go, you found the code to crack the millennial market. This is it.
As I said, you found your niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome concept doing the whole thing. We'll get more back into that in a second.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be having to take that break real quick. We'll pause for the cause. But we're going to talk more. I want to ask a couple more questions about the Grizzly targets. And I want to talk more about this Drop Zone Gunner. Because to me, that's just the coolest thing out there.
Yeah.
And I'm excited it's working for you. It really is. And you're doing that at Manatee Gun Club?
We're doing, we did the first one at Manatee. The first one at Manatee, and then the second one that we perfected it at Manatee, and then the tour, though, will be national. And we're coming to the manufacturers in their hometowns to put it on as a homecoming celebration almost. So
when you're buying a Lamborghini?
I don't know, man. Hopefully soon.
We can talk about this. Listen, we'll be back in a second. We're going to find out what kind of car he's going to buy with all this. Or maybe what kind of gun he's going to get out of all this. Oh,
yeah. Maybe he'll finally get a gun.
We'll be back in a minute. And we're back. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to Talking Guns with Joe. Again, I'm here with JC and Jeremy, and we've been talking about the Drop Zone Gunner competition.
Yes, sir.
real quick with the Grizzly targets. I know you want to announce something special for the people listening out there, but we're going to do that in a few minutes.
Gotcha.
I'm going to go back to the drop zone gunner because that's still my favorite thing.
Let's do it.
So now when people go out there, you supply the guns.
Yes, sir.
You supply the ammunition.
Yes, sir.
But people complain that they couldn't use their own gun.
A small percentage of people didn't like that, but we widened the market so much that it didn't matter.
I think it makes, that's probably the wrong term, it mans them up.
Right.
Probably the wrong thing to say.
It's called battlefield pickup style, right? Whatever's in front of you is what you got to use to get out.
Before I went overseas for a couple of years, I had to go through a whole tryout qualification thing and all that. And one day they had us out there and we were just shooting. They gave us our rifles that we were going to be issued and we'd zero them in, do all that fun stuff. And the next day was a big qualification day. And so they just tried to make you nervous as
right.
And so we go out there to get our rifles. Now, you remember, the day before, you're out there 3 hours zeroing in a rifle. Downtime at the range, you know how it works.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I go to pick up my rifle. They hand it to me. I'm like, oh, that's not mine. Well, it's yours now.
See, I like that.
It levels the playing field.
And I myself, I'm a decent shot. I didn't really care. I was like, well, why did I waste all that time yesterday zeroing this thing in if you're going to give me somebody else?
Exactly.
Somebody else got that gun.
So some of the people out there got so freaked out, they failed because of that.
Right.
And that's
in their head.
Yeah.
That situation, you failed, go home.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We had a lot of guys out there. I'm not going to name the organizations that they shot in. We were just talking about off air.
Right.
And they violated every safety rule possible with it. We'll get into that. But basically, when you go to show your gun clear and you press the trigger,
right.
Well, guess what? We're not allowed to have empty guns.
Right.
So these guys, when they went to go reload or reholster their firearms, they pressed the trigger to show that it was clear. Very dangerous situation. They got a free plane ride home.
Element of surprise, and you know that with the classes that you do here and stuff. I mean, that is
basic.
That's it.
If you pick up a gun, it goes click. It's tap rack, reassess, hit your target, and that's how people
have
on
their toes.
So I love that whole theory. What your competition? Is it a competition? I mean,
it's a competition. We have first through 10.
Okay.
All that, prize table.
But your theory, most people out there just have a good time.
Everybody's out there just to have a lot of fun. And it's really important, too, for people to realize that. And I did a good job of communicating that at the beginning of the last one because, again, it's so physical. Yeah. And there's a lot going on. Now, it's completely overboard in the amount of ROs and whatnot that we got there. I mean, it was a high manpower type of an event. It has to be
for the safety.
Right.
Exactly. But you want to let people know, like, listen, it's not worth injuring yourself to try to win one of these rifles. Right. Everybody have a good time. Keep in mind that this is a new concept, so if a couple little things happen, bear with me, right?
Happens.
And set the expectations like that. But the whole entire event from top down was made to be different. And everybody said I was completely out of my mind when I started it. They were right.
They're probably still saying that today.
They said this guy's never put on a shooting competition before. They were right about that. They said he doesn't want to listen to anyone. They were really right about that one.
Carry a gun,
right?
Well, you said you're out of your mind before you walked in the door tonight. Now, age restrictions?
18 and over is if you're going to have a mass market event, you've really got to kind of try to keep it 18 and over.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that there's no ability to do something outside of that, but we do try to stick to 18 and over.
How about over?
I don't care. Yeah. I mean, there was a guy, I don't even know. There was a guy that was probably 55, 60 years old that just ran this.
Casey's looking at you right now. She just gave you the eyes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it was. Maybe it's not.
I hope you don't have to defend yourself.
Again, he doesn't carry.
He's not carrying. Don't be the aggressor. But what I'm really getting at here is how about if a person's not in great physical shape, they can't run the marathon tonight, they can't do 300 push-ups and sit-ups, can they still get through your course to have a good time?
It's made for everybody to be able to get over it, to get through it, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm not somebody that prides myself in how many people, with whatever we're putting on. We're part of a lot of different events these days. I don't pride myself in how many people DQ'd it, how many people failed it. Only 4 people finished it. I don't want that. I want to build something that is big, that's inclusive, that people want to be
I remember
at.
last year's show, or this year's when you had it. We had a couple of our clients were there.
Yes.
They went to it. I think we sponsored some of them to go through it.
Yep.
And their biggest thing was they accomplished it. They finished it.
Yeah.
And that's all they cared about. They had so much fun just finishing it and being able to do it. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's worth it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I mean, mud runs.
was unbelievable from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all so
It was a unique experience.
I'm not running in mud anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't get in the mud.
Yeah,
I tried to run the thing the night before and just about threw my back out. Okay, so at the end, everyone's like, "Oh, come on!" I go, "No, that's quite okay, guys. I'll pass on that. Yeah, I'm good."
I can set it up.
Right, exactly.
I threw my back out last weekend.
Yes, you did. We won't talk about that because Joe's walking around like a 90-year-old man and not a.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to climb ladders anymore.
Him and ladders don't get along.
And if I am, it's a softer landing. We'll leave it at that. So again, I'm going to go do this course now, and I'm not in tip-top shape anymore. Well, round.
But you're in a shape.
I'm in the shape round.
Just happens to be round.
Perish, and I can't get over one of the obstacles.
Right. So if you can't get through one of the obstacles, basically what we do is we just punish you. Okay, we punish you
I don't know how to take that.
with bucket lifts. Okay,
Okay.
And it's 5-gallon buckets.
Bucket list or bucket lift?
Lift. I've got to pick the buckets up, put them up on the barrels, get it back down 10 times,
how high is the
15
barrel?
times. It's a 55-gallon drum. So you're picking the thing
What's
up.
in that barrel?
Nothing's in the barrel. You're just
No.
setting the bucket on top of it,
So
right?
no bourbon, nothing.
I mean, if you can supply that, I'm game.
We can talk. Okay, so you get punished. You have to lift
so you get
things.
punished. It's not made the penalties for missed shots were 30-second penalties. Okay, high, very, very high penalties for missed shots. Punish them physically for the obstacles.
So
punish
it's
them
the 30
time-wise.
seconds, you're adding the time at the end.
Correct, exactly.
So if they finish the whole course 10 minutes, now it's 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Right,
for
exactly. If
missing
they have
shot.
one missed shot, yep. So
Wow,
so we punish them physically for the obstacles, and we punish them time wise for the targets. The thing is, there was a handful of the shooters that didn't like that. Because they're like, oh no, I had to do all the bucket lifts. That's not fair, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a handful of the people that were really physically fit. They were like, you shouldn't be penalizing me 30 seconds. And I'm like, no, we're trying to find that perfect blend, right? And it's
well,
tough.
they're both complaining, so I think you found the perfect blend.
There you go.
Leveling the playing.
If it was just one side complaining,
Right. That's a good point.
if they're not complaining, you're not doing your job.
See, lesson learned.
Yes,
You just
another
learned
selling
something.
point.
There
Yep.
you go.
But that's all. I love the concept.
I do too. I think it's fun.
JC, I think we're sponsoring you this year to do it.
I will never make it, but we can think of a few
I'm
people
not
that
doing
would.
it.
I have a few people in mind that we can send there on our behalf.
Cool.
See if they can live up to it.
Yeah.
That's
without
amazing.
being
Though.
punished.
You're taking this from Manatee Gun Club,
Yep.
and you're taking it nationwide.
Yep, we're going national
That
with
is
it.
just the best.
So what we do nationally is when we go from city to city, we're stopping. Basically, I'm trying to make Lollapalooza for the gun industry, right? We've got a couple of bands that want to come along with us and all this stuff. It's going to be pretty neat. Buying the semi truck, get it all wrapped. So when we go to each, say, March, April, I think sometime around there, we'll be up in Savannah with Daniel Defense, and I want each tour stop is its own rifle manufacturer, right? That's on display. It's their homecoming event. It's in their backyard. So not only are we providing a lot of value through what the actual event is in the way that we're doing it, but we're throwing it in their backyard.
Right.
And I want them to basically partake in what will be the most fun firearms event in their state that everybody will talk about. So again, finding a way to just provide way more value than what companies are typically used to getting with these things goes a long way with putting something.
Right.
And I will say, I've put on a lot of events at this point. Putting together a national tour is a logistical nightmare that I have not yet experienced.
Oh, yeah.
This is tough. Right.
Yeah.
This is
Now
a level of
you're now, I
organizing.
think, a rock star manager.
Right, exactly. It's very, very tough, and there's a lot of moving parts. But we're working through it. Our partners at 3 Gun Nation are coming down, I think, in about a week and a half.
Well, that's awesome because they can give you some help.
Yeah.
In that situation.
They are. Pete and Chad are by far 2 of the best people that I've met in the industry, hands down. I love the way that they look at everything. We see eye to eye on a lot of things, and we're all super excited about where all this is going to go. And the things that on our side we're really good at, and the things that on their side they're really good at, you take that and put that together. I mean, this is just going to be an absolute juggernaut Right.
That's
so, I mean, put it this way. When we were just at the NRA show and I'm running around like a maniac as usual, Pete says, I've never seen anybody behave like that at a trade show. He goes, you were in the booth for 5 minutes.
You got to watch the video, folks.
Oh, it's great. Right. So, like the small company that a lot of your listeners have heard of called Bass Pro Shops probably wants to be involved. Right. So like there is a lot of interest in this simply because we've found a way to reinvent the wheel, if you will. Do something different. It's not just a shooting competition. It's not just an obstacle course. We've merged those two worlds.
Have you ever gone to watch the shooting competition as just a spectator?
Tons of them. We're at a ton of them.
It's
Like golf?
I like watching golf. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like watching golf.
And I shoot. I'm in that industry.
Yeah.
Just watching some of them
Slow pace.
And it is, and that was a big reason on why I went forward with all of this because I was like, there's got to be something that we can do.
I mean, yours, I'd pay to go spectate, to go watch and go find my favorite obstacle to watch people fall over.
For every person that showed up to compete, another one showed up to watch.
Yeah.
See,
that's unheard of in our industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. That would be a lot of fun to do that.
And us being business owners, that's something we would get involved with. Okay, we're going to help sponsor this thing because we're going to put up a tent there if we can, or put something up.
And keep in mind too, with this one, I didn't even have the opportunity to build it out how I really want to. Like at every drop zone gunner event, you should have your main competition, but we should also have side competitions. And I'm not talking about stages. I'm talking about like a dueling tree competition that's going on.
Like the dueling trees you have at Grizzly Targets.
Yes, like a dueling tree like we have at Grizzly Targets, right? So there's going to be a lot more, a pull-up challenge. Fun things for everybody to do when they're not competing.
Pulling up to the table or the bar?
I'm just gonna, I mean, whatever you want, Joe.
We can come up with the definition of that when we return. We're going to be back in a few seconds. We're going to finish up with the Drop Zone Gunner Tour, and then we're going to jump back into Grizzly Targets because you got this special offer just for the people listening.
Yes,
tonight.
sir.
So we'll be right back. And we are back, and we're still laughing. I'm sorry. I might post some of this off-air stuff.
Cool with all of it, man.
I'm not sure you should.
I'm used to being on camera 24/7 at this point, so there's nothing more to hide. It's all out there.
So we're just going to laugh the rest of the time now.
We might.
So again, I can't. When's the next Drop Gunner? And when's it going to be on TV so I can watch it?
Well, it's up in the air. It's either going to be this fall and when we launch the tour, or it'll be this spring. Okay. There's just a lot of things that are going into it, and
it's a lot of prep and logistical
oh my God,
nightmare.
It's just a lot of preparation, like you said, and figuring it out, and this, that, and the other thing. And here's the thing too: you got to give yourself enough time to promote it.
Yes.
Once you announce it,
we all know how that works.
So people are like, "Oh, so you're going to do it in like August, right?" I'm like, "Dude, it's the middle of June."
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what planet are you on, man?
There's so many different variables of setting things up. People just don't have a concept of that.
They don't. They don't. And this is why things take a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
And to do it right, because you want to do it right. You only got one shot at it, really making it all right.
If you're marketing anything, you need the time and get the people, and
you have to get them and drive them to it, and see it.
Yeah, it's probably easier for you, but it's tough. Social media is everything right now.
Yes.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, radio, podcast, social media, that's the only way to advertise things right now. And the whole gun industry as a whole is kind of shunned from the social media thing.
It's very tough.
Bad rap.
Here's the thing. Like we are lucky with Grizzly because we don't sell anything firearms or ammunition related off of the website. Yeah. So we still have the advertising capabilities. Grizzly Targets, exactly.
Like our website's Aegis Guns.
Right.
So right away for all the big search engines, we get shut down.
Yeah,
we get shut down, we get closed up, Joe goes to jail.
You're done. Yeah.
I won't even talk about that. They annoyed me today, that group. I don't go to physical jail. I go to eBay jail.
He goes to eBay jail a lot.
Constantly. And it's ridiculous.
Virtual jail.
Yes.
It's a virtual jail.
A much friendlier, nicer jail.
It is much.
So today I told
conditioned and
So today I told him I'm done. Cancel my account. I want nothing to do with you guys anymore. I'm tired of this stuff.
Right.
I couldn't cancel my account because I'm suspended.
You're not doing anything and you're not leaving either. How about that?
I can't leave.
It's just like jail.
Yes. But at least in jail you get 3 hots in the cot.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, at least you get a few, halfway decent meals.
And hopefully a shower. We don't even talk about the showers. Radio show.
Alrighty.
So we're going to get back in the Grizzly Targets real quick.
Yes, sir.
And you said something about the dueling tree targets.
Yes, sir.
Those are so much fun.
They're a lot of fun. And that one that we just built, we built it like we build everything else. We overbuild it. We want it to last a lifetime. I've gotten the number one complaint, honestly, that I've gotten over the last year. Your guys' stuff is too heavy. It's too heavy.
Isn't that the purpose?
I go, come on, man. Like, that's your complaint?
Really?
We made it too tough, you know? So the dueling tree is a lot of fun. We've got the trifecta target that we have is 3 reactive poppers on 1. And people really enjoy that a lot because you can kind of go out and compete against yourself a little bit. How many times can I work my way through the progressions and all that stuff as opposed to just one static piece of steel out there, right? So, the dueling tree is doing really well. That plate rack that we built out, plate rack with no bolts, so the plates will never get loose. The bolts will never get chewed up. Blah blah. There's no bolts. It's our Grizzly. Our Grizzly grip system. It's really cool. We've got a long distance target that's coming out that's going to be super, super successful.
And if anybody shot those other targets, the other manufacturers out there that have the bolts and all that, we all know, like I said before, somebody's going to shoot your target with the rifle when they're not supposed to.
Always.
They're going to shoot the bolts and it's going to break.
Always. If it's out there, we have a saying where it's not, and it actually wasn't our saying. I can't remember who we got it from. So if that person is listening, I would give you credit if I remember who you were. It's not their job to destroy it; it's their duty. Okay,
give it to me for a few minutes.
Exactly. I mean, if it's out there, people are going to try to destroy it, and that's to be expected.
Can they only buy it from your website? Or we're on Cabela's.
We're working with Bass Pro to get that through now that merger happened. That's a little bit of a hassle right now, but yeah, we're listed on Cabela's, basically all through the website. If you're local, you can come into the shop.
Okay.
I always give discounts to local people when they come into the shop.
Local being Tampa, right?
Local being if you walk into the shop, sometimes we have people that drive down here for vacation and they call me and they say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to be down there. Can I buy some stuff so I can save on the shipping?" That's cool too.
That's what I was getting at. Shipping is. Yes, they're going to be heavy, folks. It's steel.
Shipping's prohibitive, and that's why we can't go through any distributors. Because when you go through the distributors and they take the inventory, that's a shipping charge. And now they're going to then reship it to the end user through a drop ship or to the retailers in a bulk package. It's twice. With a lot of things, if it's smaller, there's enough room in the margins to cover that. Not with the steel targets. The shipping it's very, very expensive.
Yeah. So we were shipping safes back in the day. That was
right.
Yeah.
But you're better off going dealer direct anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
You get a better deal. You get a personal.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Something that goes.
You don't get the distribution through it, but it's give and take.
A lot of times when you're with the big distribution, you call up and ask a specific question about the product or something like that. Because you can't get the manufacturer. It's good luck. They're reading off the same website you're reading on.
Exactly.
Like, no, I'm looking for a specific question. So we, as retailers, want to deal directly with the manufacturer.
Awesome. That's good.
I think that's kind of cool. We're going to have to talk one day, maybe to bring some stuff down here.
Bro,
I will. I'll give you guys some stuff every single month if you do some giveaways and help drive some traffic and some attention. I'm all about that.
Giveaways.
Did you just say giveaway?
Yes, sir.
Our listeners love giveaways. Our customers love giveaways.
I'm not too happy with giveaways.
If it's free,
what about other people
giving everything away all the time?
We do a lot of giveaways, and we do a lot for local.
We just gave away $1,000 Glock.
Very nice.
Yes.
This past week.
Very nice.
We had that custom Cerakoted. It was
a one-off Gen 5.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
So it's
a lucky listener from Talking Guns with Joe got that.
Yeah. So you got to keep listening to the show and listen to the little hints that we put out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you have a nice hint that you're going to give out now.
So go ahead, Joe.
We don't even know about this yet.
Yes. When you guys are listening to this, I want you to go onto the Facebook page, onto the Aegis. Is it the Aegis Tactical Facebook page?
No, it's going to be the Talking Guns with Joe.
Talking Guns with Joe.
I'll link it onto the Aegis page as well.
Go and check that out, because what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a competition, some kind of a contest. And if you guys go and partake, we're going to, we'll have a nice handful of stuff that we're going to give to you. And so basically, I'm all about that.
We're going to announce this. Well, the show will air on the Facebook page, YouTube, and all that at 9 o'clock.
Yes, correct.
So right after the show airs.
So when you're listening to this, you got to go to the Talking Guns with Joe page, check it out, do what it is that exactly participate, And, maybe I can get some more partners to partake in this as time goes on too. And
so they're going to win some kind of target from Grizzly Targets.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's kind of cool.
That's very cool. And what else can you ask for, really?
At that point, can I enter to win this?
I don't tell them no.
Joe, it's your show, man. I mean, you can enter as many times as you want, right?
Because again, if it's free, it's for me.
If it's free, it's for me.
No, we're going to find. We'll have a good lucky
everyone's
winner.
motto.
It is everyone's motto.
You have to be that way nowadays.
Why not?
You don't get much for free today,
No,
do
you
you?
really don't.
No, not at all. So.
I'm saying everything I'm saying.
I'm not repeating. You owe me a beer.
Just so everybody listening realizes this dynamic is fascinating to watch here, okay?
Do you know this whole dynamic here?
Do you know about it?
Explain for the listeners.
Well, they know by now.
Okay.
We used to be married. We're former spouses.
There's the familiarity of it.
We still own a business together.
We know how to
get on each other's
And you still
nerves.
run the business together.
We
Yes.
haven't shot each other.
That is incredible.
Her gun's not loaded.
He doesn't know that I've been practicing.
She couldn't see the target anyway.
Well, totally true. Oh my God.
Okay, so that explains a lot. Thank you for filling me in on that.
There you go. And then for the listeners, you come out and see us.
Exactly. You guys got to come check this out. You need a live audience here, Joe.
We are a reality show. People come in and sit here. That's why we got couches over here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man. Field questions from the audience, the whole 9 yards.
We need a
live
reality
raffles.
A reality show.
We could charge admission.
We really could.
Oh, we could.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
And they get entered to win a free Grizzly target when they
There you go.
You just split the admission with me.
But you got to have fun.
That was a deal breaker, right?
There you go. Yeah.
No, it was a Grizzly target.
I didn't split a target.
This has been
split
fun.
the target right down the middle.
There you go.
Do you know we're in hurricane season?
Yes.
Again?
Yes,
Already?
No, it's June 1st.
June
November
1st.
So, hey, you know what we got going on at Aegis? Do you
know what we got going on?
I know what we got going on. Do you know what we got going on?
I don't, but I'm curious.
We have our free. Again, we'll talk about more free stuff. Don't panic class.
It's a preparedness.
Anytime I think about the class, don't panic. What was that?
Panic?
What was that kid from Home Alone? He put his hands on his cheeks. Macaulay.
Macaulay Culkin.
That guy.
Yes.
That's all I can think about. Don't panic. Him screaming.
But, so it is a class that we're giving that we're doing. It's a free class. It's on June 23rd at
June 23rd, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
I think it's 1 o'clock.
It is 1 or 1:30. And you can sign right up. You can give us a call or go right on to.
I'll put
put a link on
I'll
here.
put the link too. So again, go to our Facebook page, YouTube channel, whatever. I'll put a link so you can sign up for
we're
it.
gonna have,
it's free.
It's free, and we're going to have Manatee County Emergency.
We got the experts coming in to just teach you how to prepare. Prepare now before it actually
Sheriff's
happens.
office?
No, Emergency Management Company.
Okay, gotcha.
Emergency.
We might have somebody from the sheriff's office come in there, but more emergency management. You need
What to do?
What happened last year when we had the hurricanes?
Everybody panicked because they didn't think it was coming. Then it came, and then they didn't know what to do.
Grocery stores are packed. You couldn't go buy wood. You couldn't. There's lines around buildings for generators. Have the stuff ahead of time. Think about it today.
Be prepared.
So if it does happen, you're ready to go. Make sure you have the right equipment. What happens if the power goes out for a month? I'm leaving. I'm sorry.
But then again, wait a minute. Everybody
I'm going down with the ship.
Everybody, I know, I did too. Everybody tried to leave, and that was another one of the issues was you couldn't get out.
Right.
You couldn't get gas.
Yep.
So they're just going to have some great topics, and you can ask some great questions.
Right.
And it's just another one of our free things that we give out to all of our customers and
Very cool.
anybody, along with our free cleaning. Were you raising your hand? Along with our free cleaning, free cleaning classes that we always do. And can we talk? What else we have going on? I'm trying to think. Oh, the July 1st.
July 1st, that.
Is that situational
The next free
awareness?
class is going to be the Don't Panic class. It's great. We had it last year. People wanted it earlier, so we're doing it earlier. We'll probably run 2 of them throughout the season. But again, it's just going to get you just the right mindset. And that's everything. And to make sure you have a checklist of everything you need before it actually happens.
Because everybody thinks it won't happen here, and it can.
So
Keep my house is prepared for all of that stuff.
Well, last year, since I had the newest house, everybody came to my house.
There you
I
go.
had 15 people at mine.
It was a party for
Everyone but Joe.
everybody but me. I was not invited. I had to get my
Well,
art.
and that's the thing, and that's something too. With the hurricanes, everybody wants to party but like you have to try to stay fairly sober if things are going to hit the fan.
Yeah.
We can continue talking this. Our hour is up.
Oh,
We thank
We're
everybody
done.
for
Quick.
joining us.
very quick.
But we can continue talking about this off air, and we'll air it on the Facebook show.
Stay
Keep
tuned
going.
to Talking Guns with Joe.
See you next week.